and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on.
I'm awash with the stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavour show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of the UK's second-largest city, Birmingham.
You're listening to Monday's episode of The Archers from BBC Radio 4.
Seriously, Em, don't do anything.
Well, I ain't planning a big surprise party or nothing.
No, I know.
I wouldn't do that to you, not after my 40th turned out.
Exactly. I'd rather just ignore it. Saturday's just another day.
So what are you up to now?
Well, I need to get the hedge cutter reloaded. I've got that job over Darrington Way on Wednesday.
Do you want a tea?
Sure, yeah, no, that'd be great.
No problem.
Dad's still going on about paying for a new solicitor. Saw him before he left.
Oh, I thought we'd been through this. Even if he did find someone better, how does he think we're going to afford it? I've left my job at the tea room.
Well, he's just desperate to do something, isn't he? Like we all are.
Yeah, well, Usha told him what George really needs are some good character references.
Well, his solicitor's already told him that. George don't think anyone will give him one.
Well, he'll never know if you don't ask.
And I've said that to him. So's Will.
I just wish he'd talk to me.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe we should do it for him. Ask for the references, I mean. He might then see I'm actually on his side.
Morning.
Oh, morning, Oliver.
How are you both?
Yeah, no, we're all right. You?
Oh, good. Good. I've just had a stroll through the orchard. Have you had a look recently?
No, I can't say I have.
I was worried we might be heading for another disappointing crop. But the apples are coming on well. They seem to have recovered from that baking hot summer 2 years ago.
Oh, well, that's good news.
It certainly is. You know, I couldn't help thinking of your grandfather as I was wandering among the trees. Dear old Joe. All his wise sayings. The fairest apple hangs on the highest bough. September blows soft till the fruit's in the loft.
Yeah, no, that's right.
We'll need to put the call out to the cider club soon. Start rallying the pickers.
Do you think many of them will want to?
Why not?
Well, given how people feel about us.
Oh,
Who do you reckon might still volunteer?
Well, there's Robert, if he's not too busy with the parish council. And Alan, of course. Look, I'm sure you're not the personae non grata you think you are.
No, especially now the police have decided not to prosecute.
Of course.
Now we're just worrying about George. So we were wondering, Oliver, he needs people to put in a good word for him to the judge, you know, when he's deciding his sentence.
Yes.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to write him a...
Oh, I'm sorry, Emma. I hadn't realised the time. I've got a meeting.
What?
It's online. I do apologise.
No worries, Oliver. Can wait.
Did you see that?
Oh, no.
So much for personae non grata. Couldn't run away fast enough.
Well, I guess being seen defending George is quite a big ask. Maybe we should have picked a better time.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
What? I'm just striking while the iron's hot.
At least wait till they're out of the oven before putting them on the specials board.
No, they'll be ready by lunchtime, and everyone's going to be ordering Kenton's award-winning apple and cheese pie. There, done.
You know, this still don't mean your pie was better than mine.
No?
No. Just means mine ended up smashed all over the village hall floor. If it hadn't, you'd be writing Jolene's award-winning apple pie instead.
Well, I guess we'll never know.
Just like we'll never know how the table mysteriously collapsed.
Hey, I hope you're not casting aspersions. I had enough of that from Lynda yesterday. I had nothing to do with it.
I believe you. Although thousands wouldn't.
What did you say?
Nothing, my darling. Morning, Arson.
Morning.
You here for the cricket memorabilia?
I am indeed.
Memorabilia?
For the dinner on Friday. They're going to use it to decorate the Brookfield barn.
I reckon we're going to have quite the display. You know, Chris is lending his bat from when Ambridge played in the Village Cup. It's signed by Mike Gatty.
Now, funny you should say that. I found a photo I took of him and Sid. Had it blown up and framed. I'll go grab it now.
Oh, cheers, Jolene. It's quite fun digging up all this stuff from the club's past.
Haven't you done enough getting them promoted? You shouldn't have to organise your own awards dinner as well, though.
Well, I'm only helping out. The committee are doing most of the legwork. You're running the bar, aren't you?
Yeah, that I am.
Well, I hope you're well supplied. Every team from Division 5's going to be there.
Oh, don't you worry, I'm prepared. In fact, yep, that's the brewery truck pulling up outside. Sorry, I better go and deal with it.
Oh, no, absolutely, mate. Yeah. Oh, hey, Kenton, do you want a hand? Oliver?
Oh, Ed, come in.
Have you finished your meeting, then?
Meeting? Oh, yes, it was only short. Thought I'd give the kitchen a quick spruce. Standards have slipped somewhat since Carrie went to look after her sister. Did you make it to the flower and produce show?
No.
I've never seen anyone so surprised to come first as Azra. She claimed growing such impressive garlic was a complete fluke.
Listen, Oliver, about earlier. I completely get it if you don't want to give George a character reference.
Character reference?
Yeah. I mean, you've done so much for him already. But the only thing I'd say is he ain't nowhere near as bad as I was. I mean, when you think of all the stupid things that I did, like nicking Will's car, smashing it into a tree, Em could have lost her leg.
Well, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but it didn't snap me out of it. There was the thieving and the drinking and the drugs. There were so many times that you could have given up on me. But you put me back on my feet. You gave me back my job with the herd.
And you've never given me a reason to regret it.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. George has got way more going for him than I ever did.
Well,
I mean, of course, what he's done is wrong. But a long stretch inside ain't going to help. And if you could see your way to saying a few good things about him...
Ed, honestly...
I know what it's like feeling the whole world's written you off. And if I hadn't had that one person...
Ed...
And I know that makes it difficult for you. Plenty of folk just want to throw away the key, but I'm scared what's going to happen to him.
I don't want to see him get a long sentence either. Of course I'll write George a reference.
You will?
Yes. Just be aware I can't write anything I don't feel is truthful. That all right with you?
Gotta come at a better time, that's for sure. What with the pitching for the new cafe on Wednesday.
Put the pale ale over by that wall.
Oh, and then doing the kitchen for the cricket dinner on Friday. Emma's dumped on her in more ways than one.
Yeah, well, you can understand why Fallon doesn't want to work with her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the lies she must have told. Oh. Fallon was telling me about some of the conversations they'd had. Emma pretending to be all sympathetic.
Really?
Yeah. And all the time, she knew it was that boy of hers. Oh, sorry, Kenton.
Oh, no.
It makes me furious, I'm telling you, mate. When I first found out, I was close to doing something terrible.
What you mean with George?
Oh, so you heard then. Of course you did.
Well, there's been gossip, man. No one's blaming you. I think quite a few people would like to strangle him.
Don't make it right, though, does it?
Oh, come on. It's not like you beat him up or anything.
I wanted to.
But you didn't.
But I could have.
Look,
and then what?
You saw red for a moment. Honestly, you're being too hard on yourself.
Except it's not just been then, though.
How do you mean?
Well, on Saturday night, I arrested this fella, and he was drunk, kicking 9 bells out of a taxi that refused to pick him up.
Right.
He would give me the usual, calling me every name under the sun. And normally, it's like water off a duck's back, couldn't care less. But this time, I mean, he was resisting.
Harrison, what did you do?
Well, that's the thing. I think I used reasonable force to get him into the van, but the anger inside, I don't feel I can trust myself. I'm not sure I should be a police officer anymore.
Kenton, you're needed.
Yeah, all right, we just need to finish down here.
No, now.
I'll be on the bar in a minute.
It ain't that. Lynda's here. She wants to ask you a few questions.
As someone who has known Mr. Grundy his entire life, I am well aware of his shortcomings. Like many young men of his age, he can be foolish and impulsive. However, when he applies himself, he isn't only diligent and enterprising, he shows signs of the man he could become. And it is because of these qualities, along with many others, that I remain convinced he can still make a great future for himself if granted the opportunity. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Doesn't it, Em?
Yeah, that's just what George needs.
I tried to be as generous as possible. Obviously, there were some things I couldn't ignore.
Well, no.
You've been very fair.
More than fair. Thank you, Oliver.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm sure George would be very grateful too.
Anyway, I should let you carry on with your lunch. Shall I leave the reference here?
Oh, yeah, Ta.
Oh, here, let me get the door for you.
Oh, cheers. If there's anything else I can do to help, just let me know.
Oh, honestly, you've done enough. Thanks again, Oliver.
You know me. I don't believe in giving up on people. Bye, Emma.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Oh, can you believe that? There we were thinking he didn't even want to give George a reference, and then he writes something like that. Em?
Yeah, you're right. It's a really good start.
What do you mean it's a good start? It's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. I'm worried about only having one, though. I mean, isn't the judge going to wonder why? And let's be honest, Oliver is practically family.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying this is great, but one reference ain't enough. We need to get George some more.
I think she thinks she's Miss Marple. No. What's her name from Prime Suspect?
Jane Tennyson?
Yeah, that's it. Although, I'm being interrogated by Helen Mirren.
So, why is Lynda questioning Jolene? I thought she wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, well, she did. Only, well, I might have mentioned that Jolene wasn't outside the village hall during the alarm. No, look, I was simply pointing out that if I'd wanted to sabotage the fruit pies, it would have been pretty stupid of me to let everyone know I was going back inside and, maybe she should be looking at the people who weren't there. Like Jolene.
Well, where was she?
Well, she'd come back here to open up.
So she'll have an alibi then?
Yeah, exactly. So I haven't thrown her under the bus. Lynda just needs to check with anyone who was in early doors.
Kenton!
Oh, is that the kitten behind the bar again? I better go and catch her.
Come back here.
Look, I wasn't trying to...
Tell me this. Why would I want to destroy my own pie?
That's a very good point.
Yeah, but you should have said that to Lynda.
I did. Only she thinks it might be a cunning ruse to deflect suspicion and give the bull first prize. Don't think she hasn't seen the specials board.
Well, that's just bonkers.
I know. Like I'd ever deliberately let you win. And she seemed to buy that. She's still got her eye on you, though. I don't blame her neither. Hey! I'm going up to the flat for a lie down before I do someone some serious damage. You can look after the bar.
Thanks for digging out the memorabilia.
You're very welcome, Harrison.
Jolene, hold on!
Right, I'll leave you to it, mate.
Yeah, sure. Oh, Harrison. Look, I realise I'm clearly not the best person to be giving marital advice, but if you're seriously thinking about quitting the police, then you need to have a proper talk with Fallon.
I know. It's just she's got so much else on at the moment.
What, more important than you not feeling able to carry on with your job?
Well, when you put it like that.
Yeah, seriously, mate, that is not something you can just brush under the carpet. Doesn't matter what else is going on. Fallon would want to know.
I'll do the spot effects on the arches.
Are you what we call Foley then?
Kind of. Yep.
Okay. And these are all part of the paraphernalia of production.
Yep. That's the bull bar. That's
this one.
Yep. That's.
I mean, Hayley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now.
No.
I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind, but I just wish there was something practical I could do to help them, Caroline.
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community, whatever